my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons. And today we're going to go check out the Artifact Throwback event, which promises to be really good if you want to get a specific artifact and you have the gems to go and do the pulls. So let's get a look at this event. This became available in Season T1 toward the end of the season for us. And the thing that I'm interested in is actually right over here on the right-hand side. It is the tiered rewards. So if I do 10 pulls, I get one Steelheart Avenger pattern. I mean, okay. If I do 20 pulls, I get a Season T1 random artifact chest. Now, if this was not random, I'd be a lot more excited because I'd just snap off a Greymar's Warhammer. For the most part, this ends up being fodder for me. Although there are a couple things in here, like maybe a Phoenix Eye, maybe a Greymar's, maybe a Viola's, that will be kind of cool, all right? But it gets better. At 50, you get a Book of Reforging. Now, a Book of Reforging basically completely resets an artifact and gives you everything back. Well, why would you want to do that? The reason you would want to do that is to get the legendary emblems you'd need to take another artifact up to the max skill level, right? Or really star level, actually, not skill level. Star level. So you can use the emblems as fodder to star up some other artifact. But the really impressive thing here is at 100 pulls, you get a Season T1 choice artifact chest. And you get to pick, hey, which artifact do you want? This is the impressive reward that we're really going for. I personally would go for a Mirage Orb. I need that for my collection. But we'll talk more about this once I get it, and how exactly I would use this chest. Of course, the thing we really ought to talk about is, well, Chisgule, you're spending gems. What are you getting? The thing you're getting is pulls on the Artifact Throwback prize pool. There is a 1.5155% chance of a legendary. So it ain't optimistic that you're going to get a lot of legendaries here. Basically, you're going to hit pity every 90 draws or so. And when you do, you get one of these legendary artifacts, and you don't get to pick which one. So the reason this event is cool, in my opinion, is not to blow a ton of gems on this thing, because there's too much randomness in what you're going to get in this prize pool. It's unlikely you have gems and would want to go so hard on this event that you could max any artifact. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Really, the reason you do this event is purely for the 100 spot. That's it. You go to 100 and you're done ski. That's all you need. Now, every day you do get a free pull, which is kind of nice. All right. Very cool. I got a Veteran's Diary, whatever. But also in this prize pool, it's worth noting, at the epic tier, I don't see the new epic artifacts. So looks like those are still locked in on the Forge of Light that you'd normally see go up. So, I mean, let's just start spending gems and see how this goes. All right. I'm going to do basically 10 pulls here. And my expectation is that I will get the one legendary, and like that's that. Technically, because there are 2 pity cycles that you could be within during your 100 pulls, it could make sense to try to pull to 2 pities. It all depends on how much you need legendary artifact emblems to go and star up some artifact, you know? So if I were to get really lucky and were to pull a legendary right away, for example, let's say I pulled a legendary in these first 30 pulls, that would mean my next pity is within 90 pulls. So if I went 70 pulls, got to 100 total pulls, I should still do another 20 to get my guaranteed legendary, even though it's random, because that's a relatively small gem cost. But anyways, we've done, what is it, like 40 pulls now, right? Let's just confirm here what we have. Yeah, I think it's got to be 40 pulls. Yeah, 42. There it is. It says up there. I get my random chest. I guess I already got this reward. Even though I'm clicking on it, it's not doing anything. So it's not giving me a check mark. So like maybe it went in my mail. Maybe it automatically went in my bag. Maybe I just don't know how to claim it. But let's do another pull here and see if the other prize is easier to claim. All right. Boom, boom, boom. And weird. Hello? Why can't I actually claim this? Maybe I'll just do it on a mobile device. See, that one, it gave me a check mark. This one, it's like, oh, you want the description? No, oh. Hey, yo, I looked at it differently, and now it claimed it. Okay, poggers, we got it. We got it, chat. All right, good. Continue on. All right, we've now done 62 polls, no legendary. So that whole concept of like, ooh, if you get really lucky, maybe you keep pulling even though you wouldn't normally, but that's probably not going to happen for me. I'm probably going to go all the way to pity. Here we go. Okay. Now is a question. What legendary do we get? Magic Bomb I don't need. It is very good though. And Oath of the Stormpeak. That would have been so good before I spent a bunch of gems maxing out Oath of the Stormpeak. So that's just fodder for me. Is what it is. And we got 82 polls in. So you see, I'm going to be 20 polls toward the next pity, which means I'm going to have to go another 70 to guarantee another legendary. You see, so for me, do I want to do 70 polls to get another random legendary? Probably not, right? But if I had gotten really lucky, then maybe I would have considered it. We do this again, and now we're good, all right? So that was 60,000 gems to get a guaranteed legendary of my choice. Now, how exactly does this work? Well, go get a look here. So we go into the inventory, and we're going to go to the items. Presumably it's down here. Here is my random Season T1 random artifact. Please, Gray Mars. Come on! GG. Get rifted, nerds. All right, well, so now we do the Season T1 choice artifact chest, and now I can choose. Now, I could just pick the Mirage Orb and be like, all right, I wanted one, I got one. But the reason I'm not going to, and the reason I'm going to save this chest, because I don't think it expires, is that let's say Forge of Light shows up, and it has the new season artifact of season, I don't know what it's going to be called, T2, and then also a Mirage Orb. Well, what if I get really lucky and get a lot of Mirage Orbs, but not the T2 artifact, and I keep pulling? The point I'm trying to make here is until I know next season's Forge of Light cycle, I actually feel like I would want to hold on to this in case I end up in a situation where actually I would pull a different artifact based on what is in the next Forge of Light. I know that's like really a niche situation and probably not going to happen, but why else are you subscribed to my channel if not for getting bits of edge where you can? To get value and smash your enemies. That's the tagline, folks. So this season is mostly wrapped up at this point. We've got things locked down with the dragon. We'll be doing the elite raid toward the end of things. Maybe we've entered into the time frame in the Chronicles where people can switch over from other alliances. Yeah, I guess we're there. If we're not there now, we'll be there soon enough. Yeah, and this happened today. So soon, people can switch over, and you can join alliances in any region, which means it'll be time to do elite dragon attempts, which should be pretty cool. And, we'll get the dragon border. There is still some fighting going on pretty regularly, so some good ways to get some merits. I might go participate in that, get a few merits for myself toward the end of the week here. And then, all the way over here, we've got some action that we had trying to get through this choke point, but bro, choke points are just too insane in this game. They are just so insane, which is not a bad thing. I actually really like that defense is strong in this game. So for our season T1, things are wrapping up in a pretty good spot, and I am in truly no pressing need whatsoever to get some artifact that's going to help change the fate of the season. Right? I'm not there. But if we look at my collection of artifacts so far, it's in a pretty good spot. I've got a 6-star Breath of Gigantus. I've got a 6-star Dragon Scale Armor, 6-star Sorlins, 6-star Breath of the Forest, which is arguably a candidate for resetting. I have a 6-star Bloodblade banner, which I should just reset because this thing is, I think, not valuable after the first season or two of the game. The Wolfwoman of Healer is freaking amazing, actually. I am enjoying using this. I've got an Infernal Flame maxed out, the Rattle Spear maxed out, I've got the Spring Blades maxed out, the Gold Crest. I've got Oath of the Storm Peak, Spirit Bone Torque. And now we get to like the 5-star artifacts, right? Like the Spring Blade is skill-wise maxed out, but not stars. Obviously, your Lucia's Horn naturally gets to a pretty good spot here. Kingslayer, I could upgrade. I'm not actively using it. Shadow Blades, I arguably could be using, and they are very good. I can see those getting bumped up to 6 stars in the future. Karada's Wrath, obviously very good for PvE, peacekeeping boost. I use that at the start of the season especially. Dragon Rift, I pulled one of those. I've been using this as fodder for a long time. Skills are maxed, and I've got a bunch of them just sitting around. I do wish I had more Storm Arrows, weirdly enough. Storm Arrows is very cool. I feel like I must have shredded some of those early on, and I regret that. Storm Arrows I would like to upgrade and have a high-level blink. Phoenix Eye, I just really have not gotten much of this at all. Only 2 ever. So kind of weird that I'm in that spot with artifacts, but like is what it is. And then there's the artifacts I just don't really use at all, right? So I've really not used Tear of Arbin at all. I could upgrade this. Visage of the Sanctus I don't use at all. Heart of Kamasi actually is a candidate for use. And I should be very careful not to shred Hearts of Kamasi. Because this, at some point, actually could be a thing. So I need to be much more careful with that. I feel like I've aggressively shredded those, and now I have some regrets. Because at some point, maybe in the future, I want to use a bunch of marksmen, right? Fang of Ashkari, solid. Really solid. Don't use it at all. Maxed out. GG. Staff of the Prophet's kind of a cool one. You can teleport a bunch of marches places. Now I can do 3 of them. Yeah, I mean, it's cute. I would like it to be stronger, honestly. But I feel like it'd be pretty cool if you could teleport somewhere other than your own Alliance territory. Actually, it could be really legit. Springs of Silence I don't use, and here's that Greymar that, like, bruh, I wish I had this thing maxed out. I would use it, but I don't, and I don't want to spend the money on it right now. And then the thing that I wish I had spent the money on probably is a Mirage Orb. This thing is possibly the best artifact in the game for open field. Very, very good. And Viola's Bow, I really don't feel like I'm missing anything here. If I use more marksmen, it would be nice to have, but I already have a lot of marksmen stuff, all right? So that's the artifact situation. Account's in a great spot overall. Troop count looks good. And we're just sort of in the downtime between seasons, doing some skirmishes where we can. I actually just got back from vacation. So I did skirmish a little bit while on vacation, but not nearly as much as I intend to do now that I'm back. If you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, consider subscribing. If you want to see my overall artifact tier list for the best artifacts in the game, card will be in the end screen. And as you saw from the artifacts I have, my money is where my mouth is. I've actually used a lot of them, and some are definitely better than others. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.